Last time, we saw how to create tabbed widgets. In this video, we will review some of the techniques of the Grid Layout Manager. We have used them already, and here we will explore them further. The Grid Layout Manager is one of the most useful layout tools at our disposal. We have already used it in many videos because it is just so powerful. In this section, we have created rows and columns, which truly is a database approach to GUI design. Microsoft Excel does the same. We hard-coded the first 4 rows, but then we forgot to give the next row a specification of where we wish it to reside. Those rows are the one which I'm highlighting, one for check buttons, another one for scroll text, row 6 for radio buttons, and then row 7 for labels. tk-enter did fill this in for us without us even noticing. Here's what we did in our code. tk-enter automatically adds the missing row where we did not specify any particular row. We might not realize this. We laid out the check buttons on row 4. Then we forgot to specify the row for our scroll text widget, which we reference via the scr variable. And then we added the radio button widgets to be laid out in row 6. This works nicely because tk-enter automatically incremented the row position for our scroll text widget to use the next highest row number, which was row 5. Looking at our code and not realizing that we forgot to explicitly position our scroll text widget to row 5, we might think nothing resides there. So we might try something like this. If we set the variable currad to use row 5 and check the output, we might get an unpleasant surprise. Note how our row of radio button suddenly ended up in the middle of our scroll text widget. This is definitely not what we intended our GUI to look like. So how does it work? If we forget to explicitly specify the row number, by default, tk-enter will use the next available row. We also use the column span property to make sure our widgets did not get limited to just one column. Here is how we made sure that our scroll text widget spans all the columns of our GUI. Awesome! We've successfully achieved the goal of this video using Grid Layout Manager. This brings us to the end of this section. We saw how to arrange several labels within a label frame, and then used padding to add space. After that, we saw how widgets dynamically expand the GUI and aligning the GUI widgets by embedding frames within frames. We then created menu bars, tabbed widgets, and finally used the Grid Layout Manager. In the next section, we'll customize the look and feel of our GUI form. See you around!